Hi everybody, this is Amy again, and welcome to today's podcast. So what I have with me here, what I'm sitting on, is the Spine Corrector. There are a lot of names for this. I call it, I'm known as the Spine Corrector. It's also known sometimes as the half barrel, and it's got many uses. Where should I start? What I'm going to start with and kind of break down is maybe three fundamental uses, in my opinion. Mobilization. And specifically right now, this first section or the thought is mobilizing your lower back. So if you're sitting at work all day, you may not have this specific apparatus. There are home versions of this that are foam, a little bit easier to work with than this. This is for studios, but you can have one at home. But really the intention here, I'm going to have us sit at the top and sit at the front on this edge here. And it's one way to really help kind of get some mobility and some stretching in the muscles and the joints of the lower back. But when we start moving the low back, the whole entire spine gets a little benefit from it. So you might even begin to feel some relief up in your neck. So all I'm going to do is just have us hold on to the sides here, the corners, and establish a sitting tall position. I'm going to really think about it mainly for my lower back, but all the way through my head. And I'm going to start to round my tail or my pelvis, which is here, and rounding it meaning kind of roll off of the edge and roll back just a little bit. So the image of a letter C, and in Pilates we say the C curve a lot, or the C shape. So I'm going to stop for a moment and hopefully you can see a bit of a C. Look at the back of my body from the top of my head down to my tail, and I hope I look a little bit like a letter C. For that, I'm feeling some work in my abdomen. But I am beginning to feel an opening or a stretch in my lower spine and my low back muscles. And then to come upright, I am going to use my back muscles now to sit up tall. So on the way back, there's a sense of almost letting go of the use of the back and using more of the front here to open up and lengthen the back muscles and the spine. Now they're ready to do a little work to help me come back up and to sit taller. So again, a few uses of the corrector. We do a lot of postural correction on here. So the name might indicate that, spine corrector. So correcting some alignments of the spine or tightnesses, or if you certain areas that your back is not as mobile, this is a great piece of equipment to tap into that. So again, here I'm going to do maybe three more. And I might even choose to do a different arm pattern, just hold my arms out. And as I exhale, feeling the work now in my stomach muscles, hold this position. Now without holding on to the apparatus itself, my body has to hold me in the C shape. No longer do I have the use of my arms. And now I've got to use those muscles along my spine to sit me up. And using the abdominal muscles to move my spine backward. And using my back muscles to move my spine forward. And one more time, so mobilize the lower back. Feels very nice. So if you've been sitting all day and you want to stretch out your back, you can do something very simple like this. But along with sitting all day, your whole back might feel tight, not just this segment. So what if you do a little bit of a larger movement and roll yourself all the way back? Now I incorporate this apparatus with mat exercises, so some things that you might see in a traditional mat class, like the pumping 100, or some of your leg changes, or some oblique work. I use this for many of those, and it helps keep the neck less involved, so you can concentrate your effort here for more of an efficient workout and not having the neck strain. But I'm going to go on and work on the mobility again. So I'm going to work on mobilizing more of the middle of my spine, and the way I want to do that is to slide myself a little forward. And I am going to put my hands behind my head so that I can talk to you and to support my head. And so it's through here. This is our thoracic spine, basically where the rib cage is. And I'm just going to move. I'm thinking like the links on a bicycle chain, moving one link at a time. And or if I feel like I'm a little stiff in one section, this is a great way to learn about that and to kind of massage through those tighter sections. You may not have tight sections. This might just feel good because it feels good. But here you go. And again, as I'm going backward, my back muscles now are really activating When I come forward in this exercise, I'm feeling more of my stomach muscles. So the use of this apparatus is amazing. It's really, really healthy for mobilizing and conditioning the natural functions of our spine. So I'm going to do one more through my thoracic spine. Now, depending on how mobile you are, you may have been able to get the back of your head all the way down to the corrector, something like that. No need to force that. That'll come as the longer and more flexible and strong your spine is. However, I am going to use this scooting forward a little bit again to really address something that's near to my heart, and that is good posture. And good posture across your chest, your shoulders, and your neck. So again, I'm going back to the work reference. If you've been at work all day, we're on computers so much, texting, all of that stuff where we're forward, it can congest the upper body position and the shoulders and neck. So here's a perfect apparatus. You get supported, you're lying on it, it's there for you, just let the weight of your shoulders fall back. This is plenty. If this bothers your neck, you'd put a little extra pillow underneath your head, behind your head to the barrel. But for now, I'm going to show you here, and just breathing would be exercise. But adding a little bit of movement, I'm going to do arms up and gently opening up the arms to stretch the larger muscles across the chest and the biceps. And this is so healthy for all of us that are at the desk all day. 3 times, 3 to 5 would be plenty. I'm going to do 3 and show another one. And no specific, hand position, just open up your body. Now, do an imaginary jumping jack. So meaning your arms, I'm going to sweep them up and try to touch my thumbs together, and then maybe down by my legs. Again, allowing the barrel to support the weight of your upper body. Your muscles are activated, but you're not having to really strain them to just simply move the arms. You'll benefit from this. You'll feel the stretch in your chest. So why is this correcting my posture? Well, it's helping keep my shoulders back. And I cannot, round them forward and jump my head forward, and I couldn't probably text a message if I tried unless I'm up here. Maybe that's the way we should start doing it. But the idea is to open up and correct, right? Now, if I wanted to get a little more specific with the muscles in my shoulders, let's pretend my arms are just here, I could literally press the back of my shoulders against the barrel and feel the muscles in my shoulders working to hold my shoulders wide. I could use that as I stretch my arms out. So now it's more active of a contraction of stretch. Or again, I can just go back to more of a little bit slightly passive of just moving. Okay? You could also do arm movements overhead, alternating arms, a great way to stretch. Even this is helping to correct my posture, so it's sending my spine up higher and taller and my collarbone and my shoulders wide. So that ideally when I take myself up, I have a restored sense of being vertical and lifted, and I probably wouldn't want to go back to shrugging and shrouding my shoulders down. So those are a couple examples. One more that is wonderful, and it's a great way to stretch, is to open up the side of the body. And this can be postural correction as well. So I'm going to fold one knee over the front, have a straight leg out to the side, and as I stretch myself over, I am going to support my head and just take another long stretch over. And move the arm. Feel free to do different arm movements, but this is what I want to show you, something somewhat basic. And every time the arm goes overhead, you'll feel a deeper, longer stretch along your hip, the side of the rib cage, maybe even up through these fingers. Okay? And then one more is going to be a circle. And it's a little circle up and over. So see again, I'm trying to ask my shoulders to come back. I'm supporting my head with my hand, not just letting my head hang. But every time I open up my chest, I'm trying to send those shoulders back and correct that faulty head forward posture that may be kind of setting in on you. And I'll do just one more for this example right now. So the spine corrector has many uses. And again, I've just briefly overviewed a few. I'm going to be safe to say, and it is safe to say, that mobility of the spine is its number one. And learning how to move your spine in all ranges that it can do, which would be rounding, extending, turning your spine, and bending your spine from side to side, all really promoting the nice resilience that is the spine and the design of the spine. So if you feel like you're stiffening and getting tight, or your posture's maybe getting a little bit fussy upstairs in your neck, maybe invest in a spine corrector, come to the website and check us out, and let us know what you think. Thanks, and tune in next time. Thank you for watching this episode, and please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. For access to full Pilates classes, tutorials, and workshops, go to pilatesanytime.com. See you all next week.
Pilates Anytime is a virtual Pilates studio where you can take real classes with real students. We offer classes at all levels, and we add about 5 new classes every week. Pilates Anytime is always here for you, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.